You cross the street without thinking about it. Those white stripes, that little walking man, the timer counting down. You've used them 10,000 times. And they exist because in 1900, New York City was a slaughterhouse on wheels. In 1900, there were no traffic lights. No lane markings. No speed limits. No crosswalks. No one-way streets. Horses, carriages, trolleys, and pedestrians all shared the same road with no rules. Broadway in 1900 was a free-for-all. Accidents were so common that newspapers didn't report most of them. Children were particularly at risk, they couldn't see over the horses, and the horses couldn't stop quickly. In 1903, a wealthy New Yorker named William Phelps Eno decided he'd had enough. Eno wasn't a politician. He wasn't an engineer. He was a businessman who was terrified of traffic. Seriously, he reportedly refused to ride in automobiles. But he understood systems. Eno wrote revised rules and regulations for the Department of Street Traffic in the city of New York. It was the first traffic code in the world. Speed limits. Right-of-way rules. Lane divisions. One-way streets. And crosswalks, painted lines on the road that told pedestrians where to cross and told vehicles where to expect them. The first crosswalks weren't the zebra stripes you know. They were just parallel white lines, two lines marking the crossing zone. You walked between them. Cars stopped at them. It was rudimentary, but it was the first time anyone had formally separated pedestrian space from vehicle space. Eno also invented the traffic circle, the pedestrian island, and the one-way street. He designed traffic systems for Paris, London, and São Paulo. But his crosswalks were his most universal invention. Because every city, every country, every road system on Earth adopted some version of them. The zebra crossing, the bold black and white stripes, came later, in 1949, in the UK. It was introduced because the earlier, panda crossings, with flashing lights were confusing. The stripes were simple. You can see them in the dark, in the rain, from a moving vehicle. No electronics. No power. Just paint. In 1969, the walk/stop pedestrian signal was standardized in the US. The little white walking man and the orange hand, those came from the same impulse: tell people when it's safe, tell drivers when to expect them, and reduce the number of deaths on the road. Before traffic controls, pedestrian deaths in major cities were measured per block, not per year. In 1910, just a few years after Eno's rules were implemented in New York, traffic fatalities dropped significantly. Over the next century, as crosswalks, signals, and rules spread globally, the pedestrian death rate in developed nations fell by over 90%. William Phelps Eno never drove a car. He was afraid of them. He designed the system that made cars safe for everyone else while refusing to ride in one himself. He died in 1945, having written traffic codes for over 30 cities worldwide. And the zebra crossing? The UK's Ministry of Transport tested dozens of designs. Stripes. Diagonals. Beads. Buttons. The winner was the simplest one: thick black and white bars, perpendicular to traffic. Paint on asphalt. Nothing else worked as well. The crosswalk has saved more lives than penicillin. And it was invented by a man who was too afraid of cars to ride in one. Sometimes the people who design safety are the ones who understand danger best.
Sometimes the people who design safety are the ones who understand danger best.